business's brand is powerful, echoing your soul's aspirations out to your market. The name you choose, the date you launch, the colors you adopt, all vibrate your vision to potential clients. Does your business reflect your aspirations and vision? Welcome to Colors Behind the Brand. Join our live and interactive exploration into the energy of color and numerology behind well-known business brands, special guest case studies, and surprise audience spotlights showing you examples of businesses with soul. And now, here are your hosts, Moira Bush, founder of the Moira Bush Academy for Soul Businesses, and Amy Bell, founder of United Colors of Design magazine.
I'm getting text messages. Where are you guys? Oh, golly.
Well, here we are.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to know that only in our second show, people are saying, where are you?
That is really fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, because, sometimes you wonder what's happening behind the scenes, and it's like you're tuning in with your little clicker and something's wrong with the TV network. So we just had a couple problems, and now we're on with our guest in the waiting room there. Thank you for your patience, Diane. And so we're live.
We're live. Hello, everybody, and a warm, warm welcome to another edition of Colors Behind the Brand.
Behind the brand, yes.
Behind the brand. Yeah, is my accent putting us off, Amy? Oh, I can do it in a very posh Colors Behind the Brand English accent.
That's right.
And I can do it in a very African way, Colors Behind the Brand. Very international.
That's right. Moira and I are doing this show because we would like to have a deeper conversation around the energy and the psychology of color behind the brands, behind famous brands and behind brands of our entrepreneur friends, and the brands or the numerology behind our viewers. So we're going to start today with Diane Délina. She is going to come on and allow us to do a case study on her name and her brand, and then we're going to talk about Tesla.
Yay!
Tesla is an interesting one. And then if you stick around, we'll do a little one on the fly at the end of the show. So this is going to be fun. Lovely. So let's bring on Diane so that we can start talking about her brand. Hello, Diane. Thank you so much for your patience.
Hello, ladies. Thank you for having me here.
So Diane has been a client of mine for a while, and we did the colors of her name. When was that? Last year, I guess, Diane.
It was a couple of years ago already.
Was it?
Yeah, it was before COVID.
This has just gone by so fast, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we did the colors for her name, they really, really impacted her a lot. And so she was inspired to do a little name change based on our numerology report that we did. So Diane Délina, it is accent aigu and all. Is that the right goo?
Yes, you're correct. Good job.
And so we're also going to be talking about your business. So when we have a couple screens, and Moira and I are just going to chat about that, and let's get going.
Exciting.
Yeah, exciting.
Excellent. So, Diane, we've got a little slide here, and we looked at your name because your name is very important in your business because, I know your website's in your name as well. Yeah. And we just pulled out the bottles that represent the name, just for you, because I don't know, is your, just clarify for our viewers, is your name your business, or is your business name something else?
Well, My name is what's representing my website and everything, but I
Mhm.
did put another name to it, Sexuality and ADHD Solutions, so people would know easily what it's about.
Okay. And just tell us a little bit about the work that you do. You know, what kind of clients do you work with? What services you offer?
Okay. I work with people mostly who have brilliant minds and super brains. A lot of times that means they have ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I just don't like the name because it's not really representative of this brilliant mind. I have ADHD myself. And so, when I was almost 40 is when I found out that I had this. And I thought, great, now I know what it is. My kids have it, we'll get help. But it took me 12 years to find help. It was really difficult, a lot of, not knowing what to do, doing the wrong things, ending up in the wrong places because we just think different. So we need different systems, different solutions. So, anyway, after I took my course, which at first I thought I was just taking to help me and my kids. I thought, man, I can't believe all the amazing stuff out there that could really help people's lives. So I decided to become a coach. And through my business, I started working with adults because there are some things for kids, but there wasn't much for adults. This was like, we're talking 10 years ago.
Mhm.
And I was in Northern Ontario. And gradually, I had a lot of people calling me saying, "There's nobody what you do. We really want to see you. And we have kids and so on." So I ended up seeing kids, but I've worked with kids all my life. So I was wanting a change. But I have a really special connection with kids and I can feel them. I can almost feel their thoughts. Like it's just I can't even explain it. So that's something that really impacted me and made me want to learn more about energy and made me want to learn more about just people in general because some of the stuff I was seeing in my practice was just really sad, if I'm really honest. Like, uh, and the biggest thing that I learned, because at some point I was going into the homes and working with the whole family, is that you cannot help children if their parents are not happy, if they're not satisfied, if they're not connecting. It's really hard because the kids are still in that environment and that energy manifests itself in many ways and will be with you for a long time. It's hard to get rid of. So I started working more with the parents and seeing what are the issues going on there. A lot of times it's stuff from their childhood or even just things that they didn't do well at the beginning and now they're still resentful of that and it's impacting them. Like I had a couple who had not touched each other for 6 years and slept in the same bed. And, I had teenagers, one teenager going through a sex change. I had somebody who'd been, an escort for years who now wanted to get out of that, but she didn't know anything else. I started seeing all these people with sexuality issues. And they were of not what a lot of people think when you work with sexuality, you're teaching positions and toys. It's not like that. You're looking at where's that coming from? What's the energy there? How can we help that? Are there things that are blocking your pleasure? And if so, what are they? Let's go deal with that. And we change our communication. And really, it's about the energy and the vibration. Because if you're communicating and it's not working, and you're constantly fighting or feeling sex starved or just feeling like you're not good enough, you're not going to be able to carry an energy that's going to bring you a great life. And so I see people who are often very deflated. I hear a lot of you're our last hope. We thought since one of us has ADHD or both of us that we try somebody who knows about ADHD. And often they look so deflated and so just in despair when they come in, and then when they leave, usually around after the first month, I'm starting to see the changes. You can see it in their body and in their energy. And by the end of the program, sometimes even after just 3 months and it keeps going, they're feeling great. The family, often they have a better relationship with their children as well. And they're communicating and they feel like a team. And that's really the idea, is how do we get you to work like a team? Get rid
Yeah.
of all this stuff, get rid of all that, the problems, heal, and do individual work first, and then we come back together as with the new things that we're learning on communication and love and ADHD, because there are management skills. So, and I'm glad you asked me that. A lot of people say, why ADHD and sexuality? Well, that's why. There's a lot of things going on in the world, and ADHD people don't get a lot on how to handle puberty, how to handle hormones, how to deal with their sexuality.
Yeah. Oh, that's fabulous. I wonder if people who are watching the show now, and if you watch the recording as well, just please pop into the comments box whether this is something you've experienced, and let us know. And if you have any questions for Diane as well, please pop them in the comments box. Yeah, and Diane, we've got your website up. People can actually go and have a look at your website and your services that you offer as well.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah. Because Amy, what do you think about this combining like sexuality issues with ADHD issues? How does that?
Well, I've been chatting with Diane about this for a while, because we've been doing the colors and the numerology quite a bit. So I believe that it's something that needs to be looked at, and it's something that's completely overlooked. And, looking at it from a non-ADHD brain, like we were just talking this afternoon, Diane, people who don't have an ADHD awesome brain don't quite get it. But there is, because it's, you had mentioned earlier, it was boundary issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of times when we have ADHD, we don't have boundaries. So there's higher rates of teen pregnancies, of risky behavior, of a lot of things that have to do with sometimes nothing sexual turns into something sexual, like that, Yeah, there's higher rates of all kinds of stuff in every department for when you have ADHD.
Well, when you're looking at the colors of your name and what Moira had put down, the overall expression or energy of your name, the alternative healer therapist is right there.
Yeah.
And you've got the sexuality and the turquoise. So I think the fact that you put your name as Diane Délina with the tagline underneath it, you're doing sexuality and ADHD solutions. That's, I think, the way it needs to stay, because the energy is really, really focused in your name on this one.
Wow.
And just to mention, you said you can feel it like you're an empath, and you can connect with what your clients are going through. That is evident in the corals, the 2-3 bottles that you have there. They're coral bottles, and people that are empaths and have they call it clairsentience, the ability to feel other people's feelings and to get a sense. Some people get it like a transference feeling. Some people get it as an intuition or a knowing. Some people actually can feel physically what's going on. That definitely is a coral thing. You've got 2 coral bottles there in your name that really corresponds with and says this is who you are. So I like that, because this means when people feel this number 3 in coral energy, when they hear your name, they somehow automatically will just know they're safe with you, because you really genuinely know what they're feeling. They don't have to give so many words to try and explain it to you, because you're already tuned in. So that's the first thing I just wanted to mention to you. So I really love the 2 3s there, because that's in your outer and your inner expression in your name. And then the turquoise is brilliant, because the people with ADHD do relate to turquoise, because it's about emotional expression, and it also borders on green, which is about the boundary issues that you were mentioning. But what I loved was that C15 bottle, the number 51 bottle, which in the color mirror system that we use to analyze this is C15, which is all about being an alternative therapist, somebody who is spiritually connected, emotionally connected, physically connected, and you're able to transcend. It's almost like being a holistic therapist, and I call it alternative therapist, but really a holistic therapist. You can talk to your clients about absolutely anything and everything. It's like they can see the spiritual vibration of you, because that's what C15 is. It's about your higher self and about a spiritual soul aspect of you that is working through your name. Love this name that you've focused on. Honestly, it's brilliant. And then that last one, of course, is 6, Amy? Love, love, love.
Yes, we've got sensuality, we've got love, we've got all of it just hiding in your name right there.
And value, because, you know, 6 is about money as well. So it says here that you can absolutely value the skills and the talents you have to do this work and actually charge for it. I love it. Love it. What do you think about that, Diane? Does it feel okay?
I love it. It does resonate. I always think every time I talk to Amy, like I'm usually blown away somehow, because it's so incredible how just the color, like, you know, I love colors. I'm all about vibrant colors. I actually yes, actually wear pom-poms a lot because kids love it. And they're so vibrant colors, but I you know, when I see this like this, it's like, they actually, do they pick us or do we pick them? This is something that comes up. Like, it's like, this is so incredible. Like, I remember, like, when Amy and I, we were up a long time with my names, you know, and my actual name was such a problem. And I was repeating stuff, but she said, yeah, but you have 2 of these numbers. And this would mean you'd keep, like, you're kind of stuck in a loop. And it made so much sense. And I was like, well, I'm ready to get out of the loop. What if we remove this name? And this came up and I was blown away. I thought, all this time it's been right there, like almost under my nose. And I had no idea that it had to do with the numbers and the colors, right? So I just think it's brilliant. It's brilliant. But if you don't know, like, you know, you don't know, like, I'm really lucky because I've been guided for the last 9 years. I've been guided by some force, and it's just brought me to all the places I needed to be, you know? And this has been amazing. Like, one of the things, the coral just came out on the last time we were together, and I've been trying to explore how I could implement some of the coral and put it in some of my stuff, you know? Like some of my materials, like maybe put it in some of my social media. So that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, good. Because definitely putting that coral, turquoise, or just one or the other into your marketing campaigns, your social media, Facebook banners, that kind of thing will be useful. Let's have a look at your business name that you've given us here. Sorry, I have to.
I've already got the turquoise and the purples. It's the coral that I'm looking to add somewhere.
There we go. Yeah. So that is your actual, sorry, Diane, that's your actual name. I've just a little technical hit there. Wanted you to make sure you could see. So your actual name and the sexuality and ADHD solutions, what color is that?
It's a purplish.
A purplish color.
Purples, yeah.
So it's almost like, it almost kind of hinges a little bit onto magenta as well. So how did you choose those colors? Was there something you just wanted, or?
This is so funny because at first the colors I had, I worked them out with somebody and I was like, okay, none of this fits. It's like I could just feel they didn't fit. And so I actually went through our mentors for the Erotic Blueprint coaching program, have all of their colors, and we're allowed to pick from there so that when they create badges and stuff for us, it doesn't look awful on our social media. So there was this color similar to this, and for some reason that really spoke loud to me, because I mean, it had like, I think 9 colors, but I just wanted 3. So, but this is the one that spoke really loud to me, and then the turquoise. And then we just accented that with a little bit of red, which I find the coral is almost like a pinkish, which is in that family, but they didn't have a coral and I didn't think of that. So that's how it was chosen from what I was feeling.
Diane, because sometimes when you're working with somebody else's brand, you have to consider your logo that works nicely with the brand. Right. So anybody who's working, for example, a real estate agent who's working with a specific agency, or if you're working with an MLM that happens to have its own branding and you want to tie in your own branding, when we've done the colors here, you can look deeper into your name. If you'll notice in the grid, Diane, there's a bunch of different numbers there that are associated with different letters. So you could, look deeper into your name if the colors were getting a little scarce for you to choose from when you're looking at a shared branding experience with another company. Because a lot of people will have their own, and then they also have this other brand they work with, and you don't necessarily want to have it clashy, which is why they've given you 9 choices, right?
Right.
So the turquoise is on your site, which is nice. This one I think is a good mix of when we bring up the chart for your business name.
Well, let's have a look at that and talk
Yeah.
us through that, Amy.
Because there's a lot of people out there that might have this issue where they're restricted based on somebody else's brand, but they want to include their own energy in their brand, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got the G5 there, and that's 11. Sorry, my glasses clearly are not strong enough. The magenta is in the top of that 11. And so that one is like the duality one, but it's also got that gateway energy and the partnership kind of thing going on. We also have partnerships in here, don't we?
Not this one, no, not this one.
Okay.
But I mean, bottle 2, the moon, is also about partnerships and two people coming together. So that energy of bringing it, because that's that outside message, like what Diane was saying earlier on, was about, getting couples that are, never had to touch each other in 6 years, they slept in the same bed. So really that 11-2 talks about bringing the two people at separate ends of the bed together. So that again is a really good message for the purpose of your business, Diane. I love it. Yeah.
Awesome.
What else do we have in there?
The vowels. So on the vowels, we've got a master number 44, which is a C8 bottle in the color mirror system, and number 8, which is Saturn. So there sits your magenta and purple. To me, it's almost like your name. The branding color you've chosen for your logo design is a mixture of those two. It's like you've got the
so we did a little mistake there. Sorry, Moira. At the top, above the C8, it says 56. So that's supposed to say 44, right?
Sorry, that's supposed to say 44. Apologies, that's a typo.
Yes, okay, no problem. I just wanted to make sure I was seeing it right. So
we have the right color there, just the wrong text.
Yeah. So I think, Diane, you've got that that C8 is into that Diane Délina color, especially if you're mixing it a little bit of the purple that sits beside it in there. So you're getting in that general area. And that's kind of what we're going for. We can't obviously tell you that you have to choose the exact color that's on the bottom of the bottle. So yeah, you can mix up the energies and see where that goes.
Okay. Yeah, and this is your inner workings as well, kind of the reason why you do what you do. And literally what that C8 is, it's a bridge. It's about bridging bridging people over from where they are to where they really want to be, but they don't know how to do it. And you kind of are able to help them with that. That's really nice. Love that.
That's really interesting because I think it was about the 3rd year that I was in my practice. I had a mother put an amazing testimonial on my Facebook page, and she called me a bridge. And I had never thought of that before. And it was just beautiful. It made me cry. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know I was doing that. But she was talking about when she watches me with her child, how we're like in a bubble and she has no clue what's going on, but it's like I can tell her what her child is feeling and thinking so that she can actually help her. And it was just beautiful. I can't remember the whole thing, but so it's really funny that you use the word bridge because that's been used a few times, but it is exciting.
And it's the color of your logo, because it's if you look at what we mean by bridge, is the magenta is a combination of red, which is about the earth stuff, and then violet, which is about kind of more the spiritual, altruistic aspirations we have. So it's about bringing the two together. So and they're the two furthest colors on the body chart. They're the two furthest away from one another. So really, you're just bringing red and violet together and making that magenta. So you've literally created a logo with bridge colors. So I love it. Absolutely love it. if you were ever going to add a design to your name, adding a step ladder or a kind of a bridge or something, would actually, as an image into it, would actually be very, telling as well, symbolically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because I actually hired an artist to make a huge painting for me for my wall, and it's got steps leading to the moon. And he was like, "Well, why do you want that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I love the night sky. I love the moon and the stars, and I feel like it's just me. Like I feel like I'm just constantly moving up." Like moving forward, opening up to new things, and there's no end. He wants to put an end. No, there's no end. I'm never going to end like the growth or the moving up or going up the ladder, so
Well,
that's
you do have
interesting
the
too.
moon in there.
Yeah. Oh, I do.
Number 2. Yeah, number 2 is the moon bottle.
Awesome. I get a lot of energy from the moon. I usually howl at the full moon.
Confessions, colors behind the brand show.
I know. I always say I'll know he's my man when he howls at the moon with me.
Right, let's have a look at the total. If we added your vowels and consonants together, it comes to 100. And of course, really nice number too. Having a nice and lean, clean, neat 100. And the 100th number in the system of color mirrors is 13. And that's all about death, transformation, rebirth, literally a new life.
Awesome.
And it's violet as well.
Wow,
and
this is
it
awesome.
says exactly what you do in your business.
Yeah.
Then your next set of numbers is 10 and 1, which is Wheel of Fortune, and number 1, which is about the sun. So I love it that you've got the moon and the sun sitting there, kind of, the two celestial bodies that influence the planet and emotions for humans. I do love that. But it does say your aspirations or your goals or your intentions or your the thing that you have in mind with the sexuality and ADHD solutions business of yours. It's to bring the sun back for people again, to have, and yellow is a color that is about mental aptitude. People that are very bright with high IQs, they pick yellow. They would pick this number 1. So it again just completely brings in the image that you have, the words that you say about your business when you introduced it to us, links in with the colors and the bottles and the numbers you have here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of those bottles, Diane? Do you like them? Or is there
do.
one? You comfortable with all of them?
I do. I like all of them. Yeah. Yeah. I'm comfortable with all of them. The one that stands out the most to me, that seems the oddest, is the number 10. I don't know why, but those colors seem to be more choppy than the other colors to me. Isn't that funny?
Well, because it's bringing in gold and olive, and you've got gold in that bottle at the top, which is G5. That's gold sitting on copper. But that 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's about getting energy moving for people so that they can bring balance to, because when you balance the wheels on your car, right? Your car rides better. So this is symbolic again about balancing your life, that everything in your life is in balance. So your love, your money, your joy, everything is in balance.
Okay.
And olive green at the bottom is about a new beginning.
I tend to put that color everywhere I move on one of the walls. I've been doing that for probably 15 years. That color makes me feel comfortable.
The olive green color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, it's the new beginning, it's got green in there. So every time you move, and you move a lot. So
hopefully not anymore.
Yes, hopefully not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited about this, Diane, because you and I have spoken about your name in depth, and we have not spoken about the sort of tagline to your name, which is the sexuality and ADHD solutions. So it's great that this is coming up and speaking the story that you really have in mind for yourself.
Especially because there's a huge transformation going on right now. So it's like really good to know this at this time. Like it couldn't come at a better time.
Awesome.
Fabulous. Oh, well, I'm just amazing for coming on and sharing your your passion with us and your work with us and allowing us to show you what that looks like in numbers and colors, Diane. Really deeply appreciate you coming on and being the second guest on the second show that we're doing.
Yay, I'm excited, but thank you so much. Like, I mean, what a privilege, and actually like very helpful. So thank you, ladies, very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great evening.
You too. Bye.
Cheers, Diane.
And now we're going to talk about.
Wow.
Let's just back it up for a second. That whole business that she's got is quite amazing because there's a whole group of people. My stepson is autistic, and so we call his brain a magnificent brain. But even, ADHD and any sort of special atypical kind of brain that people have. I hope I'm using the right terminology, but I think it's necessary. Like, sex is a topic that we don't even like to talk about. And so we really need to get it out there. And I'm glad Diane's doing that.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I could see it's what's interesting is when you show people their colors and numbers, you watch their shoulders, and you can't watch the whole body because we're just on a screen, but you can almost watch she relaxed a little bit. She kind of, it's like, oh my God, so I'm not nuts with this business name. And, it's like, it was such you could see it was a strong confirmation for her.
Yeah.
Or, validation that, the colors she chose and the choices she's made around this business, seems to make sense somewhere in the alternative universe of numerology and color psychology.
Yes. Awesome. So now,
Amy, I have to tell you, I got my copy in the post, my Coral edition.
Nice.
Absolutely. Oh man, it feels so good. Honestly, thank you so much for producing these magazines. They are so beautiful. So do we want to go over and talk about the column and the case study we're going to speak about tonight, the celebrity company?
Yes, celebrity company is one that we did a focus on in the magazine, Tesla. Tesla. And it was really interesting. I was taking a course with Moira on color and numerology because I love taking them over and over because I keep learning new things. And we did actually go through this. We went through this one, right? In the class?
I think it was, I don't think so. What happened was we actually spoke about the significance of number 3, 6, and 9. And then when we happened to look at Tesla, that kind of was like, oh my God, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. And we definitely wanted to feature, but also because this was the Coral edition, we were looking for companies that featured coral in either their logo, which we did in last week's episode, which was Airbnb. They have a coral logo, and then companies that have coral built into their numerology, into their name. And Tesla happened to be one of them. And and who's not a fan of Tesla? I mean, I know we're not boys, and cars are not that important to us, but the environment is.
The environment is, and aesthetics are, because I think they are just a beautifully crafted car. I've been in one a couple times, and it's just so lovely inside, so clean, so spacious. Even though it's the same size as a regular sedan, you don't have all of the I guess inner workings of the car taking up so much space within the cabin of the car. So aesthetically, it's beautiful.
So and that simplicity actually features in their numerology. So the simplicity of the basics and the way that they've done the aesthetics, like you say, it actually is in the numerology. It actually, the simplistic. Well, let's have a look. Let's go here. Let's go in. So, people viewing it, you can go get the magazine. Obviously, that you can view it for free on the links that we give you for the magazine. Go to the website unitedcolorsofdesignmag.com, and you can read the full article there. So, what we really want to do with the show is to dig into a little bit more that we didn't put into the article. So I wanted to just talk about the founding. When Tesla was founded, it was the 1st of July 2003, and when you add those numbers up, it comes to a 13 and a 4. which is those colors. 13, we actually just had 13 feature in our guests lineup as well. So 13 is about Pluto, it's about death, transformation, rebirth. But 13 is also the leader of the pack. You know, you speak about King Arthur, who's the 13th member, and he had these 12 knights at the round table. So 13 denotes leadership, strong, powerful leadership. You know, somebody that's going to create a tribe and be the leader of it. And then the 4 is that disruptor energy. I mean, and hasn't Tesla just done that? You know, the birth date they came in with was, we're going to change the world. And that's just what that 4 Uranus lightning sudden change is all about.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, because we didn't really speak about that too much in the I don't think we actually featured in the article, so I just wanted to add that in because that was a little bit of extra information.
It's interesting. Yes, I love that, because they really did disrupt a lot of the US states where GM was prominent, where the oil states were, and all, and how they decided we're not even going to acknowledge Tesla. Tesla's not even allowed in the state. Like, it was really hot there for a little while. So what do we have here? Ooh, a 6. Got some.
So we have a 6 as their kind of face to the world, their consonant. So it's 6 is all, you know, it's love and money. And, you know, they're doing it. This is a company that says you're going to love us. But I always say that look at 6 as the devil's number as well. You know how you go 666s, right? And you think of it like a superstitious devil's number. As also, so I really felt, and we did mention this in the column, that with Tesla, there is this, you're going to love them or you're going to hate them. You know, there's no in-between kind of opinion about them. Yeah. So they go out into the world saying, love us, please. And because we love the environment, we love what we do. And they really kind of wear the heart on their sleeves with that. But then if you look at exactly the same things repeated with the vowels, with the inner workings, it's another 6. So yes, it's 666. And yeah, again, on the inside, they all involved in the company. People who work there all do it because they love it. This is, I would imagine people working for Tesla really just thoroughly enjoy being part of this disruptor energy. Yeah. And then 12 and 3 is what the numbers come to, because 6 and 6 makes 12, and 1 and 3 makes 1 and 2 makes 3. Give me, I can't add in my head tonight. So there they've got 12, which is heaven on earth. So we mentioned this in the article, but I really wanted to say this again. Tesla, being this disruptor energy, is here to flip the world around, literally. And that's what that heaven on earth to me is putting the world the right way up again. So where we become very materialistic. Did you see on the BC coast, there was that ship with all its containers? They said like 100 containers fell into the ocean and they're washing up all along the coast. And the containers were on fire. And I look at things like that in the news as symbolism. So to me, this is saying to the world, would you stop this materialism that you're in, buying plastic from all, you know, and stuff you don't really need just because you feel like spending online and doing things and filling holes in your life and voids in your life with stuff. And that's that red stuff. That's red materialism. And here with the 12, we've got this, that yes, enjoy your time on the earth and enjoy your shopping and enjoy the material things that are there, but don't forget to connect to the violet at the top, the spirituality. Look after the planet, get balance on, you know, don't pollute the oceans like you're doing and just over materialize your life. Bring in some kind of common sense and spirituality. And I think that is part of what Tesla's vision is. It's their cars is not that simplicity you mentioned, and the aesthetics of it. They're not overloaded with plastic gadgets and things. You know, it's very simple. It's only what you need to make the car work. You know, so I really feel that message that sits in 12. It'd be interesting to know if other people have got this 12 in their business names as well, because that definitely is a theme.
It does. It pops up a lot for me in the last little while. It's almost like they've got so much of that 12 energy that they are making up in their company for the wrongdoings of a lot of other companies.
That's right. Yeah. And then they get to the 3, which is coral. And, coral is Jupiter in expansion. So this is a business that's global. This is a business, again, this is something we did mention in the article, where more than one thing is possible, more than one product line is possible. So for they can go into any arena, any market, and have a diversity of products that they can create, or businesses they can create. So yeah, it's the sky's the limit literally for them. And of course they into the whole space travel as well now. So the thing that was interesting is, of course, that Tesla, who the company was named after, Nikola Tesla, was famous for saying that in almost, if you would look at sacred geometry and how numbers are part of sacred geometry, the coding of 3, 6, and 9, or the repetitiveness of 3, 6s, and 9, it holds a key to unlimited energy. It's literally, some people have interpreted it as being like a portal to another dimension, that you could fold time, you could fold universes, you could access multiverses. So there is this thing that he said that had many people, as I said, I've interpreted it in various ways. But what I loved here is that the name Tesla actually has 3s and 6s in them. So, and that I thought was just really a bit spooky. I wanted to mention that in the show.
With such a short name and all the combinations that you could have, to have how many, we got a 3 and 2 3s and 2 6s in it, is kind of cool. So what do you think it means that the 9 is not showing up as a whole number?
Well, it says that this is the beginning of this change. This is the beginning of finding out exactly what this unlimited energy source is. Because if you've got the 3 and the 6 there, they've got batteries. So what if there's going to be a new evolution, a new version of Tesla, where they're going to, somehow the 9 comes into play, where the cars are going to run on light or water, where there's zero pollution, because even batteries, there's pollution. You've still got to recycle the batteries, and they do give some problems. So it could be that Tesla is just the beginning of this wave of finding this unlimited source of energy. But if we find a company who had the 3, 6, and 9, that might just teach us what that unlimited energy is about.
Ooh. I've been really doing a lot of research into the 3, 6, and 9 theory, the philosophy that he's got. Hello, Jessica.
I just said to Michael, look, Jessica's come on, pop around. Hi, Jessica. Nice to see you.
Jessica's going to be our guest next week.
Oh, really? That's fabulous.
Yes, she's going to come on. We're going to look at her name, Jessica Marie, and we're going to do some of her. We're going to spotlight Jessica's business next week. Yeah.
Fabulous. So, Jessica, what's interesting when you do come on the show next week is when we do companies, their numerology, we also like to look at the CEO, the founder's date of birth and name possibly that goes with the company, because the person, for example, in Tesla, the person who is running Tesla, who is the CEO, is influencing the company. So it's important to look at their colors and numbers. So if you look at Elon Musk as a CEO, his date of birth is the 28th of June, 1971, and he comes to a 34-7. Of course, both Amy and I, and our producer, Michael, is a 34-7. So we love it. It's like, woohoo, Elon is one of our weird, wacky people. So I wanted to have a look at his colors. First of all, his date of birth is the 28th. The 2 and 8 makes a 10, and the 1 and the 0 makes a 1. This sums this guy up. This is his karmic debt. This is what he's come to almost clear in this lifetime, to create new beginnings, which he's certainly doing with Tesla. 10 is to enjoy everything about life, to have love, to have joy, to have money. Really, he is here to embrace all of life. And the 1 is to stand up and be a leader, to not be afraid to go against the tide, and he needed to have that strength to be able to create and to sustain and to build and keep the vision alive for Tesla, right? So that is all in his karmic kind of what he is here in this lifetime to do. Then the 34-7 is, now Amy and I, you and I know this 34-7, it's whales and it's Neptune and it's watery and it's it's a global consciousness. Yeah, we know these numbers well. How do you think they tie in with Elon? What would you say about them?
Well, I think he, obviously he is thinking globally for sure. He's building a whole new pod of people that are the Tesla Club. Like when you're a part of that Tesla Club, I think it goes beyond. It's kind of like the Jeep Jamboree people. There's the Tesla people. And so they're an interesting group, and they're all gravitating towards one another. I think he's going up into space, so he's actually getting closer to heaven than all of us are. So that's pretty cool. I love that he is showing me what a true 34/7 looks like.
Yeah. And because you're not here to do small stuff, you are here to affect global consciousness, to change the world. You're not just here to change your community or 10 people or your village.
Yeah.
This is about a global community. Absolutely. I think the other thing is just to mention, the boys were telling me before the show started that Hertz, the rental car company, have put in a massive order. They switching their fleet to Teslas. So, people are really taking on board the opportunity that Tesla is giving us to have these electric cars and to stop using these, all the fossil fuels. Yeah. All right. So there we are with that one.
Well, my son is living in BC at the moment, and he was talking about the price of gas out there. It's up to over $1.50. I think it's like $1.70. 75 out there. So we have to do something. Otherwise, we're just not going to be able to function on this planet financially, or, using up all the fossil fuels that are required to build the car and run the car, right?
Yeah. And I mean, we're, I'm beginning to look at predictions for next year for 2022. And a huge big thing that's coming up is environment, the theme around the environment, and people waking up to, to really seeing how they contribute towards the environment and the role that each one plays. So these companies are going to have to look at Tesla as an example of, what you can do and, to be friendly to the planet. So I don't think we have a guest tonight that is asked to have us look at their numbers, Amy. But we can definitely make sure that they know for next week. If anybody wants us to have a look at their numerology, or if they would like us to have a look at their logo colors, you guys can pop in onto the chat box and just let us know. And what is Lisa saying? Interesting 13-4 theme is brought up last week too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting okay with the 4. It keeps popping up. I did not like that 4. My Brian is a 31-4. I just did some numerology for other. I love how when I'm doing the numerological report readings for people, they come in like these clusters. And it's just like, Amy, get it through your head. These are examples of these 31-4 people or 4 people. And they're not as horrible as you think the color actually is. Because the 4 is to me in the beginning was just but now I can see it as somebody who was put here to cause disruption, to shake things up, and that is Brian's theme. He loves to say shake it up, so that's what he loves to do. Yeah, major shift changer and activist. Yes, thank you, Lisa. I'm coming around to it. It's taking its while, but it's good.
Yeah. So for anyone who's Aquarian out there, that bottle number 4 is Uranus. It's your ruling planet. So you do build up an intimate relationship with disruptor energy, doing things differently. You're the black sheep of the family, whether you like it or not.
Definitely the black sheep for the 4 people. Absolutely.
Yeah. Which company are we doing next week, Amy? Have you given some thought? Who are we going to highlight next week?
Well, you've been talking so much about Lego. I'm kind of excited to see what Lego is.
Oh, cool. Let's do Lego next week. I'd love to see Lego. Yeah.
Lego blocks Gosh,
Especially coming up to Christmas, you know, everyone's going to buy Lego for the kids, right? So let's have a chat
it
about that.
amazes me, Moira, that this company has been around forever. Just the simplicity of these blocks. I mean, if you've ever tried to put a Lego puzzle together, they are like a puzzle, and sitting there going like page by page in the booklet, like put this one here and put this one here. Oh my God, it used to stress me out. I had 2 boys and I had to go through Lego twice. It was crazy. And now I've got 2 stepsons and their Lego time has passed, but I did it 4 times.
Yeah, I think Michael was brought up on Lego. I think he's going to enjoy the show. I might be sharing a couple of secrets about your Lego as a kid.
Well, this is great. Lovely. I think we are going to call it an evening. Oh,
yeah. Let's just, we've got something to roll, I think, just to make sure people know that they can.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We do have a little video. If you would like to become a guest on the show, that will play at the end of our show here. So just stick around and have a look. It'll give you the information on how to become a guest. And then we want to work on our technology so we can go live in our group next week and have that work out. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for enjoying this conversation we're opening about color, the energy of it, the beauty of it. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you next week, guys.